Okay gang, here's a video that I promised you a while back, about 3-4 weeks ago or so, about this Toyota Tacoma truck that I was going to build out into a kind of the ultimate hunting truck, and I've come a long ways on it. I still might do some minor things to it. I've done some pretty cool stuff to it, so I'm going to just kind of walk you through that today. And it's kind of fun doing. It's a lot of work putting all this stuff together. I did everything myself. I want to thank you for your suggestions. A lot of people gave good ideas on things to do. I'll talk about those as I go along here, but the first and most obvious thing here is I put this grill guard on the front, and it's pretty cool. It looks neat. You know, I've hit a few deer in my life, and I travel back roads at night and evenings a lot. I think I've hit probably a dozen deer at least in my life, and I'm thinking hopefully if I hit a deer, this would help protect the front of the truck. Also, I'm driving down roads with a lot of brush that hangs over and stuff like that, and all this will kind of help protect the truck. And I like lighting. I like to walk into a room and flip a switch and have it really light up. So I got lots of cool lights on this truck. The first thing I did was added these lights right here, which create a lot of light well ahead of you. And I talked about hitting deer, but also just going down forest roads at night and being able to see. I just think it's really nice to just really be able to light the place up. You can't use these obviously on the highway, but it's really nice to be able to just light up well out ahead of you. And that's what these lights do. And I have them wired to a switch on the inside. Kind of neat that this Toyota allows you actually to install switches. So I've got a switch that actually says auxiliary lighting on the inside. So I also added new fog lights. The fog lights that were on here were kind of yellowed and not very bright. The only thing I haven't put on yet that I might is you can install a switch that will isolate all of the lights, because right now you have to have the headlights on in order to run the fog lights, and there's probably times when I'd like to just run the fog lights. So there's an isolator switch that you can add to do that. I may at some point add that, but this was actually not that hard to add these lights. This thing came in a lot of pieces. I mean, it took I think the better part of 4 hours to assemble the whole thing and install the whole thing. It was just a lot of work, and actually don't really want to do it again. But it is pretty cool. That's pretty much it on the front end. The new lighting, the grill guard. Let's go around to this side and I'll show you a couple things I did on the interior. Oh, while I'm right here, I wanted to mention these tires. Some people mentioned some tires to put on here, and in fact several people actually gave specific tires that I should look at getting, and with the model numbers of them and everything. And I did look at them, and I like them, and I think at some point I'll probably do that. But the fact is, it costs about $1,000 to put new tires on a truck nowadays, this truck especially. And this thing has brand new tires. When I bought it, it had almost brand new tires on it. So I think I'm going to roll with what I've got for now. They're not as aggressive tread as I would like, and you know, a little more aggressive tread would look kind of cool, but I'm going to go with the tires that I got for right now. So that's where I'm at on tires. So on the inside, I added seat covers. This is just a little thing I found on Amazon for 11 bucks, and it fits over that hatch on the center console thing there, and it's just a nice padded armrest. And so I put that on there. Seat covers. I put a steering wheel cover on. When I bought this truck, the cruise control didn't work, and so I went and put a new cruise control lever on there and wired that in. That still didn't fix it, so I had to take the whole steering wheel off and put what they call a clock spring in there, which is behind the steering wheel. And when I put that on and bought one on Amazon, stuck it in there, put everything back together, it was actually fairly simple, and now I got cruise control. So some people suggested camouflage seat covers, and I just decided to go with seat covers that match the interior, the gray and the black. And these are pretty nice. They're really comfortable and they look good. So I added those to it. It already had good mud flaps on it and everything. And the topper, you know, we talked about a little bit. Because the topper doesn't match the color of the truck, is that important? And I kind of decided, at first I actually thought I'm going to do something different here. And I bought some pinstriping. That's the color of the topper. I was going to put pinstriping on the truck. kind of to blend it, and then I just went, you know what, I don't, it's just, I'm not going to obsess over this. I don't mind. I love the topper. It's a good topper, and in the first video I gave you plenty of reasons why a topper is important to me, and I just decided I'm just going to leave this like it is. So back to lighting, here's another thing that I did. I put auxiliary reverse lights on, and as you can see right here and on this side, so it's really nice for hooking up a trailer at night. You know, a lot of times you're turning around on a forest road at night, you know, you're out there getting out of your tree stand and your truck is parked out in kind of the middle of nowhere, and it's just nice to have that extra lighting to back up. So I put those lights on. They were really cheap, and they light things up pretty good. A couple things I didn't show you before about this topper, and some of it's a little strange. I got that game sled in there right now, which I just used yesterday. So the guy that had this before me, he has wiring going all over inside this topper, and right here there's like a cigarette lighter plug-in. There's one up in the front right there, and then those wires go down to, he obviously had a battery in here, and there's like a CB antenna coaxial cord there that goes out to the outside on this side over here. And so for some reason he had this wired up so he could have a radio in here and different things. Really not sure why or what all I'm going to do with that. I think it might be kind of cool to have, since I've got the wires here, I might have it so when you open the tailgate you get lights on the inside of the truck too. But oh, one other thing I should mention here, when you're on gravel roads a lot, you get a lot of dust in the back of your truck if you're not sealed up well. So I bought some weather stripping seal that's specifically made for this, and I put it along the edges right here, and also on the tailgate, and then on this side. So when this closes really snug, and I actually got in there and looked to see where I could see light coming through, and all, I can't see any more light coming through. So that should really help keep from getting dust in the back of the truck when you're on forest roads and gravel roads and so forth. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. That's what I've done with it. It's going to make a really cool hunting truck, and I don't have to be done. If you got more suggestions, I mean, it was really cool. The last video, a lot of people gave me some great ideas, and some of them I followed through on. But one other thing that people did mention quite a bit was a winch. And I decided not to put a winch on the front of it, and I've already got what they call a winch in a box, and you can fasten it either to the front or the back. So if you just have your winch in the back of your truck, you can either pull your truck out backwards or pull somebody else out, or frontwards or whatever. So rather than mount a winch, I just decided to continue to go with the winch in the box that you can mount to either end of the truck. So keep your suggestions coming. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next video.